Welcome to Blending with Henry, the #1 channel on YouTube for blender reviews and delicious blender recipes. Hey you guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Blending with Henry show. My name is Henry. Now you guys, I've been looking at YouTube videos lately for tomato soup made in the Vitamix, and what I've been seeing are some clumpy soups that are not smooth. So I'm going to show you how to properly make a smooth tomato soup. Later in the video, I'm going to show you how to vacuum seal your delicious soups and keep them fresh in the freezer for several months later. Heat them back up and they'll taste 100% the same, I assure you. But first, I'm going to show you how to make tomato basil soup, and to accompany it, I'm making panini press, crispy grilled cheese and tomato sandwiches to dip right in it. So if you guys are ready, then let's get blending with Henry. To create the tomato basil soup, I'm using the Vitamix Ascent Series A3500 in the beautiful copper metal finish. So I'm starting with low sodium vegetable broth. Now it's important to have the proper amount of liquid in order to achieve a smooth, creamy texture. Next, I'm adding sun-dried tomatoes. You can use fresh tomatoes, but it's far easier to determine the proper amount when using sun-dried. Now I'm adding red bell pepper. It adds the right amount of sweet and spicy to the soup and helps keep the tomato color. Next, I'm dropping in chopped parsnips. Now root vegetables easily make the soup creamy without any need for dairy or nut milks. This is especially great for people with nut allergies. Now I'm pouring in extra virgin olive oil. Now this adds richness to the soup as well as reduce the foam caused by the tomatoes. Next, I'm adding a small amount of kosher salt and fresh basil leaves. Now I'm going to crack in some fresh black pepper and add a few dashes of my favorite hot sauce. I'm going to snap my lid in place, and I'm using the 64-ounce container. I'm using the soup preset, which blends for 5.5 minutes. Okay, I'm removing the lid plug, you guys. And look at that steam. Now the soup is piping hot. And keep in mind, there is no heating element in the Vitamix. The friction of those powerful laser cut blades create the heat. Now I'm going to take a quick dip with my soup ladle so you guys can see how creamy, rich, and smooth my tomato basil soup came out. Now let's make those delicious grilled cheese sandwiches to go along with it. I'm making the grilled cheese sandwiches with this amazing ciabatta bread, so I'm starting off by pouring extra virgin olive oil on 1/2. Now I'm dressing the other half with fig preserves. Now if you guys haven't tried fig preserves, it's so delicious with the chunks of fig, and it adds a nice sweetness to mix with the salty cheese. Now I'm adding a couple of pieces of this thick sliced cheddar cheese and a couple of vine-ripened tomato slices, and some crispy bacon. And one more slice of cheese to top it off. And let me turn it around so you guys can take a look at it real quick. And this is for my amazing camera guy. Now this is my sandwich, so I'm going to first add my extra virgin olive oil. And since I live a dairy-free life, I'm using the Daiya cheddar cheese alternative. And believe me you guys, it's really good, and it actually melts. Now I'm putting a few handfuls on. It's gluten-free and it's soy-free as well. Now I was pretty skeptical at first, but to me it tastes like a Velveeta grilled cheese. I'm going to add some sweetness as well by adding this nice chunky fig spread. Now I'm adding 2 slices of vine-ripened tomatoes. And to replace the salty and the smokiness of the bacon, I'm sprinkling on some kosher salt and some fresh cracked black pepper. Now a few more handfuls of the Day cheddar cheese alternative. And we'll put the other half of the sandwich together. And there you go. Now let's turn these sandwiches into a panini grilled cheese. I brushed each sandwich top and bottom with a light amount of coconut oil. Now I'm going to give it a firm press. As the cheese melts, the sandwiches will flatten out and have those beautiful grill marks. Listen to that sizzle. Now the cheese is all melty and they smell amazing. I can't even wait until this presentation is over so I can eat. Here are our finished grilled cheese sandwiches, you guys, and now I'm going to use my trusty chef's knife to cut them in half. Don't tell me the sound of that crunch isn't making you hungry. It's making me hungry. Now, are we finished yet? No, not yet? Okay. Now just dip these in that tomato basil soup. And let's check out that soup, by the way. This is how tomato basil soup should turn out. Smooth, rich, creamy. It's 100% plant-based, and using root vegetables like parsnips are the secret ingredient to that creamy texture. And the Vitamix really blended it smoothly. I'm going to garnish it with some extra virgin olive oil. Just a couple of light drizzles. And I'm finishing it off with some cracked black pepper. Add a spoon, and there you go. Tomato basil soup. Fresh, homemade, and plant-based. Dip your crispy grilled cheese sandwiches in it, and you have the perfect comfort food. You gotta try it. So what do you do with the leftover tomato basil soup? Well, you're going to put it in the refrigerator, right? So I would recommend using one of these small containers, which is perfect for single servings. So let's pour it up. Then you're going to snap a lid onto it. And now we're going to the next level of freshness. I'm going to show you guys how to vacuum seal this soup. So you want to put it in the freezer for a few hours until frozen. Now that our tomato basil soup is frozen, we're going to use a vacuum sealer to keep the soup 100% as fresh as the day it was made. Now any vacuum sealer can be used. They all work the same for this. So I'm going to remove the lid and show you the soup is frozen. So I grabbed a glass dish to place the soup in and set the soup aside. I'm using the Food Saver vacuum seal bag, which is free from harmful chemicals. Now I'm just going to go ahead and open up the bag here and place the frozen soup inside. Then I'm just going to place it right into the vacuum sealer. So you can see it created a thick heat seal so no liquids can escape and no air can get in the bag. Now you can place it right in the freezer and it will last up to 2 years with no freezer burn. Now when you're ready to eat, you can place it into a sous vide bath or the microwave. Starting Friday, February the 23rd through March the 18th, 2018, these two top-of-the-line Vitamix machines, the Ascent A3500 and the Pro 750, both in copper metal finish, get a $50 discount when you order through Blending with Henry via the links below or on blendingwithhenry.com. You can support Blending with Henry by ordering the Vitamix Ascent Series A3500 in copper metal finish using the links on blendingwithhenry.com or using the links down below above the comments. You get fast free shipping. There are also links to order the 8-ounce bowl, the 20-ounce blending cup, and the wet and dry 48-ounce self-detect containers. Alright you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you enjoyed my recipe for tomato basil soup. Now remember, I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest, and I will see you all next time.